Hello everybody, Michael here for Tactica Imperialis. It's been a long time coming, but I'm finally going to start analysing Codex Dark Angels today. Like I did when I did Codex Space Marines, I'm going to go through the Warlord Traits today, and I'm going to go through the Relics section, because these are bits of war gear that can come up in your HQs and on your named characters. So let's go to... hang on, I'm near the Relics, so I may as well start there. That's handy. Okay, the first one is this ornate storm bolter called Foe Smiter. This is 24-inch range, strength 4, AP 4, 3 shots, master crafted. Nothing wrong with that. It's a slightly buffed version of a storm bolter. It's what it's supposed to be. Lion's Roar. This is a combi weapon, a plasma combi weapon, which is no surprise really. Master crafted, so it's a bolter, master crafted bolter. And its second mode has 24-inch range, strength 7, AP 2, assault 1, blast, mastercrafted, gets hot. So it's basically got a mastercrafted plasma gun with blast underneath. Which is okay. I mean, it's pretty useful to me. I mean, there are better guns out there, but I doubt it's that expensive. The Mace of Redemption. I believe this is only a Deathwing relic. Yeah, this looks like a Deathwing thing. So it's melee, strength goes up by 3, AP 3, melee, Bane of the Traitor, which is a Deathwing rule, so I'll come on to that when I get to analysing the Deathwing. I think they're in the Elite section, blind and concussive. So this is, well, damn useful if you ask me. Against Chaos, obviously, it's going to smash stuff. Against most stuff, it'll do a lot of damage. Obviously, AP 2 would be better, but I can live without it. Then we have the Monster Slayer of Caliban. This thing's a little weird. I mean, it's got 3 results. It's a sword of a sort. At the start of each sub-phase, so when you're going to late cure attacks, roll a d6 to determine which profile you're going to get. On a 1, it's a power weapon. A bit boring. On a 2 to 4, it's a +1 strength power weapon. Boring. On a 5 to 6, it's a +2 strength power weapon with instant death. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This basically means that your Dark Angel leader is killing any monstrous creature you can think of, pretty much, on a 4+. Obviously, you then have to bear in mind invulnerable save, some have higher toughness, some are immune to instant death. But on most cases, particularly with NIDs, you're killing on 4s. Done. Of course, you do need a 5 or 6, but I mean, you'll still get something good out of it, regardless. Last one is the Shroud of Heroes. This is pretty good as well. I mean, gives him Feel No Pain, and Shrouded if he's on his own. So obviously this is better on things like characters who can't join units, or who don't want to join units, because it gives him a 5+ cover save and Feel No Pain. So he'll always have a 5+ save pretty much, unless he's hit with a strength 8 AP 3 flamer weapon, because that's the only way to ignore cover, Feel No Pain, and armor on this guy. But he'll still have his invulnerable. There are also 3 sacred standards. These, as I saw in the Marine, when I did Marines, they have the standard of the Emperor Senate, which is 1 banner. The Dark Angels have 3. The standard of Retribution. All Dark Angels units within 12 inches reroll fail morale and pinning checks and have counterattack. That's pretty good. Makes them pretty much turn into Space Wolves who can reroll their morale checks, which is good. This one is similar, so reroll fail morale and pinning checks within 12 inches, and all those units in 12 inches have Feel No Pain. That's quite terrifying. If you could just make this bubble, and you can keep your banner bearer alive, you guys are not going to go down in a hurry with a 5+ Feel No Pain. And then the standard of Devastation. Any friendly Codex Dark Angels unit within 12 inches rerolls fail morale and pinning checks as before, and all in 6 inches treat their bolt guns as salvo 2-4. Yikes. So this basically means that they're going to get double shots. If you move, you're stuck on salvo 2. If you stand still, you've got 4 shots. I think. I'm not 100% on salvo. I think that's how it works, and that's crazy. You're just going to be mowing everybody. You only allow 1 banner per army, though, I think. So choose wisely. I would probably pick the standard of Fortitude, unless I was going for all-out guns, which point I pick standard of Devastation. If I knew I was going in melee, I might take the Retribution one, but probably not. And I'm going to go now to Warlord Traits. As usual with these new codices, there are army-specific Warlord Traits tables. Most of these traits will apply to named characters, so this is why I'm going to do them now. Rapid Maneuver. The Warlord and any unit it joins roll 2 dice when running using the highest, or add d6 to turbo boost. Or flat out move in the case of Master Samuel on his land speeder, because Samuel has this Warlord trait. I'm coming on to him in the next video. The Hunt. The path of one of the Fallen has crossed this battlefield. If your Warlord slays the enemy Warlord in the assault phase, you score a victory point. Similar to the Champion of Humanity from Marines, so pretty useful. So kill the Warlord with your Warlord or his unit, which is better, and gain an extra point. So that's 2 points for slay the Warlord. Courage of the Lion. That's there. All units within 12 inches roll an additional dice when making leadership tests. Discard the highest. This basically means you're practically going nowhere, because most things are up at leadership 8 and 9 anyway. Rolling 3d6, discarding the top one, you shouldn't roll at least 10 up 3 times in any combination. That's crazy. For the Lion, his unit has Furious Charge. Easy enough. Nice and powerful, and if you've got that Monster Slayer sword, ouch. Seriously, ouch. Brilliant planning. While he is alive, you can increase or decrease your reserve rolls by 1. Choose after you roll the dice. So if I want to bring in my flyer and I've rolled a 2, I can add 1. If I've got a squad of Terminators, I don't want them to come in, and I roll a 3, I can move it to a 2 and say go back in reserve, which is useful. And then hold at all costs. This is the same as one of the traits in the rulebook. I can't remember what it's called now. The Warlord and any Dark Angels unit he joins within 3 inches of an objective has Feel No Pain. So it's like the banner, but over a shorter range. So it's got Feel No Pain within 3 inches of an objective. Very good. And there are a couple of things. So Combat Squads is still here. So again, you take your 10-man squad and you split it in half. Bikes split up in a certain way, and Ravenwing have a certain way of splitting up. That's in their own entry, which I'll come on to when I start analysing the Ravenwing, which is fast attack, I believe. You can't obviously join back together or split up later, which is handy. And they have Grim Resolve. I don't know if this is a good rule or a bad rule. Gives them all stubborn, so they don't take negative modifiers to leadership tests. Perfect. In addition, at least one model with the Grim Resolve can never choose to automatically fail a morale check. So there are times when you may want to choose to fail a morale check if that comes up. I don't know when it would, but it might. And you cannot do that, which could be bad if you need to get out, but you can't. That's irritating. But mostly I think stubborn is better, unless you really need to run away from melee and you're stuck at leadership 9. That's when it could get problematic. Inner Circle, first company. So all commanders have this, and some of the HQs do, and all the named ones do. A model with this special rule has Fearless, so great, and Preferred Enemy Chaos, Space Marines. Lovely. So it's a bit specific, Preferred Enemy Chaos, but there are a fair few Chaos players around, and Dark Angels excel at fighting Chaos. It's just how it works. If you saw my background videos, you'll know why. And of course, Fearless, there's nothing really to sniff at with Fearless. Speaking of which, excuse me. And that's pretty much all there is in this sort of section. So there's Combat Squads, Grim Resolve, Inner Circle, Warlord Traits, the Relics. I'm not going to go on any further today because, well, I'll just quickly go to the Relics and the banners and see how much they cost. You may take Foe Smite to that bolt, that Storm Bolt for 20 points, the Combi Plasma for 20 points, the Mace for 30 points, the Monster Slayer of Caliban for 45 points, and the Shroud of Heroes for 50 points. I don't know why that's the most expensive, though. So I would probably say Monster Slayer of Caliban or the Mace of Redemption, which is damn powerful to me. Sacred Standards, you can only take 1 per army. Retribution, 45. Devastation, 65. Fortitude, 85. There's a reason the Standard of Fortitude is so expensive, because it's really powerful. So, that's all for this video. I had a message from one of my subscribers, so when I move on to properly analyse the Codex, so I don't go through stat lines and point costs in the same way I have been doing with my other videos, I may not have the Codex open with me. I may have it to one side and supplement or just keep the Codex shut and have all the stat lines next to me so as I can help you with that. Just because I could get in trouble if someone finds it, but nobody tell, I won't. Anyway, that's all for today. I will have the next part for this on... Oh, excuse me. I'll have the next part for this probably the end of next week, because I'm going to alternate this with something else. So I've got something from White Dwarf to show you guys, particularly from Forge World. and then hopefully the Astra Militarum will be around, and I can talk about those for a bit. So, sure to leave a like if you enjoy, leave some comments, maybe subscribe, I'd like that very much. Thank you for watching, my name is Michael, and I will see you again.